Hey you folks, Lumpz the Clown here, and today I'm going to be talking about an indie horror game put out by the always excellent Joe Chang, Phantasmal, City of Darkness. Now this isn't my first run-in with Phantasmal, mind you. I actually got to play an earlier beta version of this game last October. When Joe first got in touch with me, I had no idea what I was in for. So what's Phantasmal all about? It's a roguelike, first-person horror game. For those who may not know what a roguelike is, it's a procedurally generated game where you never play the same level twice. Some of my favorite games like Sword of Fargle and Overture employ randomly generated levels and are a blast. So imagine putting this mechanic in a horror game. Your character awakens in a shitbox hotel room where he finds a gun, some ammo, and a plank. With nowhere else to go, your character enters a nearby elevator, and that is where the insanity starts. Your life bar, compass, number of flares, keys, and noise level are indicated up in the top right of the screen. And speaking of noise, don't make too much of it, lest you begin to attract enemies. Shooting your gun, running, and even walking generate noise, and if the music starts changing and the tentacles start appearing over your status bar, the shit has truly hit the fan and you risk waking up the sleeper, who never dies. Run if this happens, you have no choice. As for enemies, there's a few things you need to know. Light doesn't scare them. Randomly scattered around the various hallways, your character will find light switches that, oddly enough, work. The only problem? The enemies get to see you better and they'll merrily walk right into it and beat your ass down. But hey, at least they don't sparkle, right? Another caution is that enemies are attracted to your flares, and what's worse is that they come out in much greater numbers than the previous version. This can be used to your advantage, however, as you use it to distract them to make a break for it. Enemies come in all shapes and sizes in Phantasmal, aside from the armless blind bastards in the first level. They range from hordes of huge spiders to wraith-looking monsters that float creepily at you. Just when you think those glowing little red dots in the dark are a pretty little butterfly, blam! Game over, bitch! Phantasmal is morphed into a dilapidated motel from the previous version's mansion-like setting, with plenty of metro paraphernalia such as ruined restaurants and neon lights. However, none of these little niceties mean shit, as you'll be too busy listening out for that demonic growl or silent step in the dark. So you want some tips on how to survive this horrific nightmare? Crawl when you can. Crouch walking doesn't make a sound, which can get you by groups of marauding enemies easily. Just watch out for that wine bottle! Fuck! Use your flares as a distraction. Enemies will be drawn to it, so toss it where you don't want to be and get your ass out of dodge. Same goes for the light. You see an enemy? Turn off your light, stupid! I'd like to take a moment to commend Joe Chang on his excellent work so far in helping to make this review possible. Phantasmal has taken some great strides since I've seen it last, and I truly feel that it can only get better from here. As of April 30th, Phantasmal City of Darkness went live on Steam Greenlight, so check it out today and don't be shy to give feedback on it. Speaking of checking it out, I have 3 Steam codes for this version of Phantasmal that I'll be giving away as part of a contest. What I'm looking for is 10 NES game haikus, with the best 3 not only getting the codes, but also being featured in a future Poetry Corner video, which will be read by yours truly in an intellectually stimulating environment, with any links to your work you'd like me to include. Check out the April 30th edition of Clowny News at lumpstheclown.com for more details on how to enter. Well, this is Lumpz the Clown, and I'd like to thank you for checking out the newest version of Phantasmal City of Darkness with me. Be safe out there, folks, and don't stay in any shitbox hotels unless you like being murdered by faceless monsters. Wait a minute, that kind of makes sense, huh? Lumpz the Clown out.